The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Good afternoon and welcome once again to another edition of Service Matters, a weekly radio show that talks about the good things that are happening in local communities and beyond. You can hear us on AM 630 or FM 99.7. I'm Dave Clifton, happy to be your host. We've been doing this show, Service Matters, for about 15 years. And of course, WPRO is the voice of Southern New England. And of course, we are indeed a cumulus station, talking about the good things that happen in local communities and beyond. Today, we're going to show how important it is to be patriotic here in the good old USA. And it reminds me, before I introduce our guest, how lucky we are to have what we have, to live in a country like the good old USA, the land of the free, where, believe it or not, folks, just about everything we need is within reach. Unfortunately, it's not the same way in other parts of the world. And I think that in spite of all the conversations we have heard in the last few years, and some people have said the world's gotten a little crazy. Maybe it has. But there's still a lot of good things that are happening here in the United States of America. So I'm very proud. We opened up our show today with the flag, and we always remember the Stars and Stripes. And that song that we heard in Boston as they had the major fireworks display and the Boston Symphony. It's an annual event that always takes place and gives us an opportunity to salute the red, white, and blue of the American flag. My guest today on Service Matters is a gentleman by the name of Mark Valentine. He's a guy that I've known for a number of years. He's from Halifax, Massachusetts, and he is what I consider the keeper of the red, white, and blue, the American flag. He's the guy that controls the flag. Mark Valentine, thank you so much for joining us here on WPRO.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here.
And I know you've taken that American flag to many different places around the world. Tell us about some of those places. We need another hour for the show to talk about every place you've been, but thank God you've been around to do this. And I'm excited about seeing you come to Eastern Massachusetts. And that, of course, will be on June 14th, Flag Day in 2025. But tell us about all the places that you have visited.
Well, it started, Dave, back in 1986 with the preparation of rededicating the Lincoln figure on Mount Rushmore, marking his 50th rededication. All the four figures on Rushmore were done at different times. And so 1987 was the 50th anniversary of Lincoln, and I was commissioned by the U.S. Department of Interior, National Park Service, to arrange for the ceremony that when the president gives the signal that the giant flag, which we'll be bringing to town on Flag Day, the Mount Rushmore flag, would come off the face of Lincoln with the signal from the president. And that's what we've taken these last 40 years around the world.
Wow. And I know that when you think about the American flag, I've been able to travel to some different countries. And the one thing I noticed, Mark, when I was there in other countries, they don't display their flag like we do here in America.
Right.
every home, not every home, but
Right.
quite a few homes have the red, white, and blue, the American
Right.
flag hanging.
Right.
Now, tell us about Mount Rushmore.
Well, number one, Mount Rushmore is our national shrine to democracy. You know, Mount Rushmore is dedicated to the very founding, preservation, and growth of our country, as embodied by these four men who never lost sight of the simple concept on which we were founded, and that is that man has the right to be free and to be happy. And I was honored, so honored to be, because, you know, there's only been a couple hundred people up on top of Mount Rushmore in the last, 75 years. And it was quite the honor. And because the flag, the famous Mount Rushmore flag, which we'll be bringing to town on Flag Day, is one of them. They say that it's been touched by more Americans than any other flag in history. You know, it's been on the road around the world, across 3 continents, on and on and on, for the last almost 40 years. And it has upon it a very special blessing of goodwill that's upon it, that when it comes to a town, especially on your town's birthday, is very, very special. And so we're excited about it.
And I know that the town of Easton, Massachusetts, and we're having the opportunity right now to have this radio show televised by ECAT, Easton Community Access Television. They're going to be sharing that with other communities. And of course, our radio station will reach out to not only communities in the entire state of Rhode Island, but southeastern Massachusetts and, of course, parts of Connecticut. And so we do have a vast group of listeners out there, and everybody loves the red, white, and blue, the American flag. In Easton, they're celebrating 300 years
Wow.
of history. They certainly are rich in history.
Sure.
When you think about all the historic buildings in the town. And you've been to Easton before when you displayed several flags at Portland State Park in front of the mansion.
Right.
And of course, we had about 30 people holding each flag.
Right.
And what a thrill that is, just for the people holding the flag
Sure.
as well as watching.
Right.
We even had people on the roof of the mansion
Right.
taking photographs
Right.
of the flag. You remember that day
Oh, absolutely.
back at Portland State Park as they celebrated their 100th anniversary.
Wow. Well, people don't realize how big the flags that we have. The collection of the National Flag Exhibit consists of 25 90-footers. Now that's 9 stories high by 45 feet wide, because they had to be huge to cover the figures on Mount Rushmore. But it's just very, very special. That's why when we come to town, we usually take an official photo, of everyone holding the flags one way or another, and we're just very excited about coming.
And we're excited about having you come. I know the last time you came to town, you came in a U.S. flag truck. And of course, I'm not sure if that's still on the road today, but the fact is that we're excited about you bringing a few flags to
Right.
town that we can display, and that we can also salute our veterans
Right.
in the town of Easton. And
Right.
maybe
That's why one of the flags we're going to be that accompanies it, and it's on the final leg leading up to the country's birthday in 2026, is the World War II flag, which was dedicated at Pearl Harbor by the president, who put his hand upon it at the moment of the attack. The National Military Cemetery high above Honolulu is in the dormant crater of a volcano. So deep inside a volcano, the World War II flag, 48 stars, was unfurled, same size as the Mount Rushmore flag, 45 feet by 90 feet.
wow.
And those are the 2 confirmed that we're planning to bring to town. And as a matter of fact, the first, just the field of blue on the Mount Rushmore flag went on a year's tour before it came back to the Kennedy Library, where we had over 12,000 Boston school children file through the library to see the ladies sewing the stripes onto the flag. So it's a real Massachusetts, item here, a treasure that we have, and especially where it's been to 34 countries. And just recently, June 6th, this past June 6th, it was the first, 30 years ago in 94, the first American flag carried under the English Channel. So it's a real honor to have this very special flag. And we're hoping in some way that everyone in town gets to touch it and be part of it.
And it's interesting, somebody sent me a text and they wanted to know, make sure you ask that guy, Mark Valentine, if what's some of the appropriate protocols for displaying a flag. I know there's something out there that says if you display a flag in the evening, it should be lighted.
Right.
And how do you display a flag on a stage? And when you got a podium and speakers?
Well, usually it's on the right. And our main point with the exhibit to get across is about not to cheer until the end of the national anthem. And people
Interesting, yeah.
Most of the people don't realize that officially to cheer before the end of the national anthem was an absolute insult to our country and the flag. I know at sporting events, everyone halfway through start, well, that's very improper, and I'll tell you why. The very quick explanation. By cheering before the end of the national anthem, you're missing the very important last words, land of the free, home of the brave. Now, where that brave came from and was added to the national anthem in memory of the 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence. You know that, Dave, that was treason. Of the 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence, 6 never even made it home. 6 were instantly seized on the road and tortured to death. 4 of them had their sons grabbed and imprisoned in the length of the war. 12 of them, within 2 weeks of signing from Virginia North, had their homes and farms burned to the ground. And 9 of them were killed on the battlefield. And that's the official explanation of why, because you want to hear those last words, land of the free and home of the brave. And now that everyone, once they hear it, they go, oh, well, of course we won't. But that's why it's almost like we have to start over with a lot of the children today that, you do take your ball cap off during the national anthem. You do place your hand over the heart. All this protocol, and which a lot of us have always taken for granted, but a lot have forgotten.
And of course, that's a good enough reason why I asked that question from someone who sent me a text, that the protocols are important. I think it's mostly, even at sporting events, the excitement of being at the event with large crowds, but it's lack of education. They really don't know what the protocol is, so it's very appropriate that you should say that.
Well, I remember when the Celtics, when they had the Dream Team and Larry Bird and all, they were on the Olympics, we purposely wrote to the Celtics, which we got a response saying, now we know they're going to win the gold medal. When they're standing up there, can you make sure that they all place their hands over their heart, because everybody's going to be looking at them, every child, every kid's going to, and you don't want to miss an opportunity like that. And the picture in the Globe was they all had their hands over their heart.
Amazing. I would like to say, Mark, that on behalf of all the folks that listen to WPRO, we'd like to give you a shout out and thank you for the good things that you have done over the years to salute the American flag. And I know that before we take a break, I wanted to give some thought to what the American flag means for the people out there that are listening. Right now, we'll take a short break. You're listening to WPRO, the voice of Southern New England. Hurry back.
In 2023, Easton is a tight-knit community of 25,000 people. But with the hustle and bustle of modern life, it's easy to forget our past. A time when Easton's population was 6,000.
Everybody knew who everybody
And
was.
and there was respect.
there was respect for everyone.
When kids enjoyed great freedom and independence.
Everybody was poor at today's standards, but we all were in the same boat and we enjoyed life.
So join me, Priscilla Almquist Olsen, as I explore what makes Easton so very special with some of its lifetime residents.
I think Easton has so much to offer, and if you're living in a community, you have to know it.
Watch Growing Up in Easton Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and Friday at 9 p.m. See you then.
Yeah. This is the life. Just relaxing by the beach. What could be better than this?
I've got an idea.
What?
I'd really like to find a forever home.
Forever home?
Yeah, like Jack Ryan talks about on Easton News. A forever home. All those animals at the APCSM, they get forever homes. Why not us?
Listen, man, I hate to tell you this.
Tell me what? Come on, tell me. Look, I can take it. Look at me. Come on, tell me. I can take it. Come on.
We're not real.
What are you talking about? Of course we're real. Look at us. We're sitting here on the beach, on vacation, being served raw meat, mind you. We're having a great time. How are we not real? No, thank you. I'm good. I've had enough. I've had enough. Thank you. What are you talking about? Of course we're real.
Look, it's not that we're not real. We're just not living, breathing animals. You don't even have a mouth, dude.
Well, oh yeah? Well, your eyes are just plastic.
Right back at you.
You've ruined my vacation. I can't believe you've done this.
I mean, while we're at it, why do we need a vacation? It's not like you have a job.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? I'm out of here.
Cubby, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Oh, well, you have to hear it eventually.
If you'd like to get your hands on a cubby of your own, scan the QR code on your screen now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, residents of Easton, friends and neighbors. This is Bill Ames, co-host with Priscilla Almquist Olsen of the Film Connection on ECAT now for over 20 years. We're very proud of that. And we like to interview guests from Easton who have been involved in the film business, actors, producers. We're very fortunate today to have a producer of a film.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm Abby Malafato.
And I'm
Coming to you from 50 Oliver in North Easton, this is Easton News and
Don't have time to stay up and watch ECAT channels all day long or miss your favorite show's time slot? Don't worry, ECAT has a YouTube channel that has all the programs that we show, so you don't have to miss any of the episodes or catch up on past episodes. Search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the only capital letters. The YouTube channel has playlists for every program, even some of the programs you can download a podcast version. We even stream live events through our channel. To stay up to date with ECAT programming, make sure you look up ECAT's YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get all the alerts for the new programming premiere, and change the alerts to all to make sure you receive all of them. Remember to search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the capital letters. So there's no reason to miss any of the ECAT programming. Enjoy.
Welcome back to another segment of Service Matters. I'm Dave Clifton. My guest is Mark Valentine from Halifax, Massachusetts. He is the keeper. What is your title?
Curator of the
Curator.
National Flag Exhibit.
And I changed it to keeper, but they
That's
both
fine.
have the same thing in mind.
Right.
So tell us, for the benefit of the young people out there that should be familiar, what does the American flag stand for? The red, white, and blue, and the stars.
Well, I think number one, especially where the flags that we have been in so many countries and around the world, and it's what our country stands for, what we all stand for as Americans, and it's a way to show, and that's why a lot of people around the world they always comment, they go, boy, you Americans, every place I go over there, everyone's hanging off a porch or off a... Well, that's what we're really all about. And not that we've lost any of that, but, it's to renew. That's what the whole idea of the flag truck, and that as though every flag should be carried in a magnificent chest. As a matter of fact, hopefully we may have the chest that it's carried in here too, which has carried the flags 2 million miles around the world. But it's as though our point is as though every flag should be carried in a magnificent chest, and on and on like that, with the respect. But I'm thrilled about the idea of doing it on Flag Day, because that's one of the main days of these flags. We usually do the State House. There are many pictures of the flag, Rushmore flag, on the front of the State House. It covers the whole front of the State House to give you an idea really how big the flags are.
And I know you've been doing this for a number of years. The largest crowd you've ever displayed the flags at?
Well, I guess one part of it would be the NASCAR. We always have done most of a lot of the NASCAR races where there's 90 to 100,000 people. We've done New Hampshire many times. We also, at the NASCAR races, we have the largest checkered flag, which we fly, also 90 feet. But and it's very important, as I said, with we unfurl the flags to a dramatic score, usually the Boston Symphony Tanglewood Chorus, and it's just to really stir people, and it really has to start at a young age, and that's what we're, after.
Mark, I used to kid you when I say that whenever you're at a parade or at a town anniversary, you seem to always get standing ovation because you bring the flags.
Right.
And there's no doubt about it. But we applaud you for giving your time and your talent and your resources to make this happen. And what have you done in the last year as far as the journey?
Well, we just did the town of Clifton, and we did a big first night out. Every town did something for the first night out, and but the flags are constantly on the move. And a matter of fact, next year, 2025 is the 250th anniversary of the Bunker Hill
Monument in
battle. And I'm the superintendent of the Miles Standish Legs Monument in Halifax. We found out recently that 48 Wampanoag Indians from Plymouth County and the area fought with us against the British in the battle. And people should realize, if they don't, that 2026 is the 250th anniversary birthday of the country. So there's a lot ahead, with the flags and all.
And of course, back in Easton, Massachusetts, they're excited as they celebrate 300 years of history in this town. And of course, when you take a look at some of the historic buildings, and you've seen them, Mark, we're talking about lots of history.
Absolutely.
In the town of Easton.
Right.
And you've heard the name Ames probably many times. And all you have to do is ride around their community, and you can see that name. It stands out.
Right.
The American flag, of course, is something that we're all proud of. And whenever I hear that national anthem, God Bless America.
Well, matter of fact, where the flag started with the children, we first took the Field of Blue to the furthest point west in our country, which happens to be Point Arena, California, about 3.5 hours north of San Francisco. And they were the first. We gathered the elementary school, the children, deep into the redwood forest there, and they were the first to unfurl the Field of Blue, which started its year tour. From there, it went to I left Point Arena with the Field of Blue for Mount Rushmore, where we had the first ceremony unfurling just the Field of Blue. And from there, it went to the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, where this was still just the field of blue. So it's been on, since basically the end of 1986. And it's just so very special, and with the very special blessing of goodwill upon it. We really want everyone to come when it comes to town, to be part of it, to touch the flag, and because it's just that special.
What I'd like to do right now is to take a look at our American flag, and we're going to try to splice in the national anthem, at least parts of it, to give people an opportunity to see the red, white, and blue with the stars and appreciate.
And what we generally do when the flag comes, we play the entire national anthem, which is only 2 minutes and 40 seconds long. But a lot of people go, oh, there are other verses to the national. Oh, absolutely. The final verse when it says, conquer we must when the cause it is just. And this be our motto, in God is our trust.
Well, we're going to honor your request, and we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we'll open up with a look at the American flag, the red, white, and blue, as we play the entire song.
Well, I don't know.
The national anthem.
Okay, here we go. My name is Harrison Young, and after 13 years of talk show experience, I seek to bring you the best in interviews with some of the very best guests around, including, and here we are, experts.
I've seen thousands of demons actually come out of the mirror one time.
Wow. Musical guests and artists.
If I say how I feel, would you really listen?
And interesting characters of all types.
I threw that kid across the classroom. Look, he didn't try that ever again.
Wow. Join me at Topic Time on your Eastern cable station anytime they want to play it. And from what I understand, that's quite a few times a day. And I love it.
There's a storm.
Join me, Priscilla Almquist Olsen, to explore the town of Easton and its interesting, engaging, ordinary, and extraordinary people, and meet a smorgasbord of guests, including artists, authors, musicians, business owners, community organizations, clergy, local leaders, etc., etc., etc. Community Forum at 3 p.m. on Thursdays and 1:30 p.m. on Saturdays. See you then.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm Abby Malafato.
And I'm
Coming to you from 50 Oliver in Northeaston, this is Easton News and
Don't have time to stay up and watch ECAT channels all day long or miss your favorite show's time slot? Don't worry, ECAT has a YouTube channel that has all the programs that we show, so you don't have to miss any of the episodes or catch up on past episodes. Search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the only capital letters. The YouTube channel has playlists for every program, even some of the programs you can download a podcast version. We even stream live events through our channel. To stay up to date with ECAT programming, make sure you look up ECAT's YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get all the alerts for the new programming premiere, and change the alerts to all to make sure you receive all of them. Remember to search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the capital letters. So there's no reason to miss any of the ECAT programming. Enjoy.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of For the Love of Words. After a 3-year hiatus, join me, John Holgerson, and
Priscilla Almquist Olsen,
as we interview poets and musicians. Could you give the audience a little summary of your background as a child?
When I turned 7 or so, we were car bombed. That stuck out.
And have them share their love of words.
Sometimes I wonder, do you ever think of me?
A thin broth of moonlight caught in the trees spreads across the garden brush, so one side of every stick shimmers while the other sides melt into one another, a mass grave of cherry, pear, and pine.
For the Love of Words at 7 p.m. on Thursdays.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back to another segment of Service Matters. And on this show, we like to talk about the good things that are happening in local communities and beyond. We like to talk about the good things that people do to make a difference in a community, and in some cases, make dreams real for some folks out there that may be in need. My guest today is Mark Valentine from Halifax, Massachusetts. He is the guy who I consider to be the keeper of the red, white, and blue, the American flag. He's been all around the world bringing large flags that take about 30 people to hold. And as you see the flag displayed right now with the stars on the left as you view the flag with the red and white stripes. Mark, lots of people certainly appreciate you coming to town with the flags. How proud we all are as Americans to honor and to respect our flag.
Well, there's so much history here in town, you know, with the Ames and everything and your beautiful architecture. I'm very excited after having a quick tour here of, it's going to be great background where, you know, at the stadium on Flag Day and maybe in front of the memorial building. And it's just a beautiful area.
And of course, how proud we are of the American flag. And of course, land of the free. How important that is when you compare us to other countries around the world.
Right.
Right now, we're in a time where we're talking about presidential elections, getting ready to go to the polls. And of course, the flag is part of all that.
Sure.
And I know that those folks out there that certainly we encourage you not to lose hope. We are a country that once in a while stumbles, but I like to think positive. That's what this show's all about.
Right.
Service matters. Any advice or counsel you'd like to give to folks when they see the flag passing by?
Well, of course, always, you know, hand over the heart and take the, you know, your ball cap off. But we do a lot of schools. And what I've noticed, and I'm not saying this in any bad way, but when the flags unfurl, and if we march them around the field or whatever, usually, you know, with the schools, they'll sing the usual great, you know, it's a grand old flag and Yankee Doodle. And they've gotten away from that, I've noticed. And I don't know whether they don't teach that in the schools, but it's always great to get everybody involved, from the youngest to, to the oldest. And you said you're going to have a lot of the veterans on the Flag Day, and you must have still a bunch from World War II in town, or they're dwindling, I know.
Some from Vietnam, some from World War II.
Yeah.
We have quite a few veterans in the town of Easton. And of course, we're broadcasting around southern New England. And maybe other towns also have celebrations. And of course, the flag is always part of what goes on.
Sure.
And of course, I always enjoy even the patriotic music as a veteran myself.
Oh, sure.
I know that I have the honor in my family of having a 2-star general.
Oh, my.
In the U.S. Marine Corps, one of the youngest generals
Hmm.
in the armed forces. And I know that his last name is Heritage.
Oh, no kidding.
And he is stationed at Fort Meade, Maryland.
Hmm.
And his role, of course, he's going to be heading towards the Pentagon and has the possibility of getting a 3rd star. So we're very proud of him at his age. How many people know a 1-star general? Forget about 3.
Really? Really?
But certainly, you know that when you pass the flags by, that all those folks who have served in the armed forces,
Oh, sure.
they come to attention,
Right.
and you can see them saluting the red, white, and blue, the American flag.
Right.
What else can you tell our listening audience and our viewing audiences? We actually have 2 audiences
Oh.
because this show is being televised,
Hmm.
a radio show being televised. So lots of people get to hear it and to see it. The American flag is an important part of everybody's life.
It is. One quick story: when it took us several days to rig the flag on Mount Rushmore to cover Lincoln, and so that when the president would give the signal and the flag would come off almost like a shower curtain. And we had all our places, because you're up 7,000 feet at Rushmore, and very windy. So we had and the Thunderbirds, which are going to do the flyby, were going to fly by beneath us, and we weren't sure at the time whether the backwash from the jets, where they're trying to hang on to the flag up on a skinny little ledge. I was by the lips of Roosevelt and the knuckles of Lincoln, if you can picture. We've all seen North by Northwest, the movie with Cary Grant there, and they're up on Mount Rushmore. But oh, by the way, that was done in the studio. The Interior Department wouldn't allow any guns on the monument. So in that famous scene where there's a gunfight and they're chasing Cary Grant and around the faces, that was done in the studio. But when we unfurl the flag to the right, as though the flag is being pulled to the right, the wind started to take it, and it went flying back across the faces. And this is, don't forget, 9 stories high. And this is the official, I think that they'll be able to see the picture of the flag. Well, actually, that's the picture that the National Archives has of the unveiling of the flag. But actually, we unfurled it to the right, and that picture it's totally out of control. And I'm running for my life. My spot was, in case of this happening, I would run behind the mustache of Roosevelt, if you can imagine. And
that was a time when 10,000 people watched as Lincoln's face was unveiled.
Right, over 10,000 made it to the Mount Rushmore that day just to see the flag. And right.
Did you have any fear that you were in danger at that time?
Oh yes, and, in Rushmore, there's only been a couple hundred people in all these years on top of Rushmore, and they left it just the way. Well, they were in the middle of, just to finish it up, because they were going to do all of them to the waist. And that's why with World War II breaking out, they had to just kind of wrap up what they were doing. And that's why the top of Rushmore, the only one that you can't go out on is Washington. The top of Washington's head is so smooth, you'll fall, you'll slide right off. But it's pretty amazing because those are pure silver veins that come down across Lincoln's face. And of course, all the debris that they, like if you're in a wood shop and you have your pile of wood chips there at the lathe or something, that's how all, and you realize that, you know, Rushmore is almost 40% gold and silver. That's why part of the Interior Department for years has said, you know, you should sell pieces of the rubble here as a piece of Mount Rushmore. And I guess they figured it could fund the Park Service for 25 years. But it's others proclaim all the rubble at the base of the monument is part of the monument at this point.
Truly amazing. And I'd like to give a little thank you to our sponsor. It doesn't have to be a little thank you. It can be a big time thank you. Rotary District 7950. And of course, they're part of an organization that has 1.4 million Rotarians around the world. 35,000 Rotary clubs. Can you imagine? 35,000 Rotary clubs saluting the red, white, and blue, the American flag, before each one of their meetings. And they meet once a week. And it's not just Rotarians, it could be members of the Lions organization that's also scattered around the world, represented in over 200 countries.
Right.
They all certainly salute the red, white, and blue, the American flag, as they recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right.
We're going to take one final break, then we're going to come back and wrap it up with our guest today, a gentleman by the name of Mark Valentine from Halifax, Massachusetts, the keeper of the red, white, and blue, the American flag. We'll see you after these important messages.
Yeah. This is the life. Just relaxing by the beach. What could be better than this?
I've got an idea.
What?
I'd really like to find a forever home.
Forever home?
Yeah. Like Jack Ryan talks about on Easton News. A forever home. All those animals at the APCSM, they get forever homes. Why not us?
Listen, man, I hate to tell you this.
Tell me what? Come on, tell me. Look, I can take it. Look at me. Come on, tell me. I can take it. Come on.
We're not real.
What are you talking about? Of course we're real. Look at us. We're sitting here on the beach, on vacation, being served raw meat, mind you. We're having a great time. How are we not real? No, thank you. I'm good. I've had enough. I've had enough. Thank you. What are you talking about? Of course we're real.
Look, it's not that we're not real. We're just not living, breathing animals. You don't even have a mouth, dude.
Well, oh yeah? Well, your eyes are just plastic.
Right back at you.
You've ruined my vacation. I can't believe you've done this.
I mean, while we're at it, why do we need a vacation? It's not like you have a job.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? I'm out of here.
Cubby, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Oh, well, you have to get it eventually.
If you'd like to get your hands on a cubby of your own, scan the QR code on your screen now.
Yeah.
I'm Jen from Fantasy Crafts. Turn your average household items into fun for the whole family. Let your imagination run wild. It was my decision. You be quiet over there. Fantasy Crafts playing Monday at 3 p.m., Wednesday at 1 p.m., only at ECAT.
Hello, welcome to Easton News. I'm Abby Kitchenham.
And I'm Jack Ryan, and together we bring you everything you need to know about Easton, including politics.
The annual town election is scheduled for Saturday, April 22nd, 2023.
Community events.
Be inspired. Counseling presents a parent and child coping workshop centered around a new year and new beginnings.
And sports.
Pressure builds diamonds, so we live by that every day of practice, going into every game.
With APCSM guest segment Pet of the Week.
Hi, I'm Katie with the Animal Protection Center, and today we have a little Iris.
With help from special correspondent Wyatt Fain. Join us
for Easton News.
Playing 6 o'clock Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm Abby Malafato.
And I'm
Coming to you from 50 Oliver in Northeastern, this is Easton News and
Don't have time to stay up and watch ECAT channels all day long or miss your favorite show's time slot? Don't worry, ECAT has a YouTube channel that has all the programs that we show, so you don't have to miss any of the episodes or catch up on past episodes. Search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the only capital letters. The YouTube channel has playlists for every program, even some of the programs you can download a podcast version. We even stream live events through our channel. To stay up to date with ECAT programming, make sure you look up ECAT's YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get all the alerts for the new programming premiere, and change the alerts to all to make sure you receive all of them. Remember to search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the capital letters. So there's no reason to miss any of the ECAT programming. Enjoy.
Welcome back to the final segment of Service Matters. And for the past 15 years, Mark, I've been talking about good things that happen in local communities. This is the first time I had the opportunity in 15 years to talk about the importance of the American flag. So this is really something good to talk about. And sometimes people have called in to our radio show with some negative things to talk about. I just push a button and continue with the good things. And I think that's so important. If I were to ask you for some final comments about the American flag, that you have been traveling around the country, in many cases in the U.S. flag truck. I was so proud of that. And folks, you probably got a chance during this show to see a picture or a photo of Mark with the U.S. flag truck. That had a nice meaning to it, especially in parades.
Right. Well, there's a website they can see a picture of the truck too. It's Flag Truck Guy, GUI, flagtruckguy.com. And it gives a few glimpses of the flags. I think there's a picture of the Navy flag going up, which is also 90 feet. But it's the largest collection of giant flags, and each one is more historic than the next. And we really are going to need everybody in town to, be a part, and invite them to be a part of this and come and touch the flag and be a part of it and, experience it. Because, as I said, these two flags, the World War II flag, 48 Star, and the Mount Rushmore flag, American flag, this is their final year. It's, as I said, they've been on the road on tour since 2017. And as I said, the Rushmore flag sewn together at the Kennedy Library, at which time a very special blessing of goodwill was placed on it. And the World War II flag was dedicated by the president at Pearl Harbor. At the moment of the attack, he placed his hand upon it and dedicated it to our country's resolve. So the goodwill of the Rushmore flag and our country's resolve will be coming to town, and we invite everybody. We're going to need everybody to come and be a part of it.
And of course, that's one of the reasons why we're talking about the flag today. It's going to be the final stop here in Easton, Massachusetts, 2025. It's Flag Day, folks, and that's June 14th. It's going to be at Oliver Ames High School on the field. That'll be the same day as the town picnic. We'll get a chance to salute the Easton veterans, a chance to salute the red, white, and blue, the American flag, with Mark Valentine. There'll be a concert from 7 to 9 p.m., and there will be a gigantic fireworks display, all at the same site. So save that date, folks. I know you're worrying about next week, but June 14th is a long ways off. And a big thank you to ECAT, Eastern Community Access Television. They'll be covering the 300th anniversary celebration for the town of Easton. And we thank certainly the folks at WPRO for getting the word out in southern New England. So, Mark, as we come to the end of our show,
Well, it's been a real pleasure to be with you again, Dave, and I'm looking forward to working with you.
and I know that it's going to be quite a show. I've been to a few of them, and Mark, if anyone knows what the story is with the flag, you certainly do. And there are many people in Washington that would like to express their appreciation to you. A gentleman from Halifax, Massachusetts. Well, that's going to just about wrap up our show for today, called Service Matters. Usually when we end our show, Mark, we play a song called What a Wonderful World.
Oh.
It was Louis Armstrong that sang that song.
Yeah, that's right.
What a great way he did that. And what a wonderful world it is because of the American flag here in the United States of America. And for people like yourself, Mark, who step up to the plate to do what you can to give back to communities around the world. And you do that by spreading the good word about the flag, which you have on your screen, folks, how proud we are. I say to each and every one of you out there, go forth to serve, do it with a smile on your face. And if you're going to do something good to help someone out, do it with the dignity that it deserves. God bless America.